Yeah, we took off yesterday. We went recruiting, and so we watched tape this morning of the Kentucky games. We were kind of into Missouri here just about 15 or 20 minutes. I mean, Missouri's, their last two games have been really, really impressive. I mean, 15-point win against South Carolina, obviously just dominated the Georgia team that just beaten Florida, out-rebounded them 50-28, just a lot of balance and guarded really well. So, I'm sure it'll be a really tough challenge on Saturday.
Kermit, when a team has lost games like they had lost over that stretch, the record really declining, how do you get a team back? What motivates a team to turn it around like that?
You talking about
Missouri?
Oh, Missouri? I just think it's who Konzo is. He's a tough guy. He demands, discipline and structure with his team. And even in the games that they lost, you watched them play, even like against us. We got out to a big lead, and they came back and they fought it to the very end. And I just think they got a lot of character on their team. And I tell you what, they've got, Geis is a really good player. Big center's very good. And they got three young guards that looked enthusiastic about playing all the time.
How is that team playing differently than when you saw them about a month ago?
As far as just playing differently, just schematically, they're doing a lot of similar things. I just think they're really, the last couple of games, they're just guarding at a real high level. I mean, they made Georgia miss. And they're real physical against a physical South Carolina team. And, I just think sometimes that's the way that it'll go in your league. I don't see a huge change. I always see Konzo's team just playing really, really hard.
After the last couple of games, you said that y'all just couldn't get stops when you needed to late in games, and there's high shooting percentages. Is there any area you've identified as what's been the cause of that, or what have you noticed schematically?
Yeah, because the second half field goal percentages are high. And, we've looked at a lot about, maybe some have a little bit fatigue, at the end of these games. But you start looking at Hero and Keldon Johnson, they played about the same minutes our guys did, Some of it is not great rim protection, to where guys can just clean up at the end. Most people in the SEC have that. It's not something that we have very much of. But I just think we can't give in to possessions. And when we give in to some possessions, and we've got to just stay solid. Like in our 1-3-1 the other night, we gave up 2 buckets, just our 5-man didn't sprint to the bottom guy, just as simple as that, just in critical times. There's a lot of real positive things out of the Kentucky game, but you're right. There's 6 or 8 possessions that we obviously just didn't finish a possession out, either mentally or physically.
I know overall from a win-loss standpoint, it kind of gets lost, but Bruce has seemed to play really, really well the last couple of weeks. What have you seen from him? Offensively, he's always had something, but defensively, it looks like he's giving you a little bit more.
He's doing better. He's doing better. He's got more resistance. He played probably too many minutes the other night, over 30 minutes. Bruce probably needs to play about 25 or 27 minutes, but he's rebounded it better. He didn't really score it around the goal like we would have liked. We got it to him 2 or 3 times. But yeah, his presence is much better. And obviously he can stretch a defense the other night. He didn't do it as well. He had some couple open looks, but we got to probably get it a little more balanced and get Dom a few more minutes, just because Bruce is out on the floor. Probably is, for his stamina, probably too long.
Between State, Georgia, and Arkansas this year, teams you've played a second time, games have gotten a lot closer the second time. Do you think that's just a coincidence, or do you think there's something to that?
I just think I think that's league play a lot. I really do. I just think, the Mississippi State game, second time, it was, we won a last possession game the first time. I just think Georgia's played a lot of people better, so I really think it's a league and just scouting, and the games do get a lot more even.
Pretty much done through your first season in SEC play. Has there been anything that surprised you, or is this pretty much what you expected?
Yeah, it's been everything and more. Just the caliber of players night in and night out, the length of teams in this league. Obviously, the coaching is really, really good. And so it's just been kind of everything I expected and more, And then the league is, you talk to Cal after the game, he goes, Kermit, this league has never been like this. You talk to Bruce Pearl, Kermit, this league has never been like this. And so for us to come in as a first-year program when the league that's the best in the history of the league, there's a lot of things you got to be proud of, But it really is. When you hear those guys who've been in it for a long time say that over and over and over again, and then you know that it's going to be it's a big task every night.
Do you think about seeding when it comes to the NCAA tournament at all, or is it just getting in?
Getting in. You know, right now, getting in. You know, I think that if Grant Williams doesn't make that shot and Harris doesn't make that shot, you're probably thinking about seeding. But right now, you know, our main focus is number one, trying to play well at the end of the year. And I think for the most part, because you look at the Arkansas game, it was disappointing, but Arkansas had Kentucky beat. They beat us, and they went to, Vanderbilt and won by about, 30 last night, so they're playing well. So, yeah, it really is. We're just doing everything possible to play well and try to get in this tournament.
Is there any value in the eye test, the look test? You hear those phrases. I mean, if you don't close a game with a win, is there value in playing?
I think when you play Kentucky and Tennessee, it is. I don't think there's any question about that. On national TV, and then people watch games and then they see it. Now, if your record doesn't indicate you getting in, if you're 4 wins in your league or something like that, don't only have top 25 wins and quadruple wins like we have, but when you have that to back it up and you watch those games, then you say, yeah, can that team go win NCAA tournament games? And you say, yeah, they can. And so I do think Bears should have some value.
What has caused you guys to rebound better? And we see Bruce playing better, Devontae, +8 against Kentucky, and in the last 3 games, it's been a tick up.
It's been good. We've tried to work on it more, and we really have. And, when TD rebounds the ball well, it seems like our whole team rebounds it better. And then, obviously, we're going some stretches where Dom and Bruce would get a couple together. So him getting 6 or 7 rebounds a game really helps.
There could be a tendency to put too much on this one game, this last game. It's their senior night, the NCAA tournament ramifications. How do you keep those guys from putting too much on one game, or maybe coming out and playing tighter in some way out of what you do? What's the message?
Yeah, the message after the Kentucky game was that, obviously the Missouri game is a big game, for a lot of college teams. Number one, you want to play well. Number two, you look at them as playing games of the tournament. That's just facts, and, seeding. So there's a lot of difference maybe being a 5th seed or 8th or 9th seed. And so I think you say at one time everybody knows the ramifications of it. And if this is going through all of college basketball and all these leagues across the country, but you're right, you want your guys to still stay focused to the process of practicing and come out and still enjoy playing the game, and that's what it is. And it is kind of neat that we are playing in games that have a lot of matter into it, right now. And so I think our guys look forward to it.
When a game like this comes along, is that when you rely on the consistency of practice and how you work? That all those months of doing that, nothing changes, keeping it the same and all that kind of stuff?
It does. We'll tinker a couple of things just because maybe we played Missouri one time, before. But and our team played well against Missouri. We did. And so, yeah, you got to trust just the simple things that you've emphasized the whole time. And whether it's Cal or this Kentucky team talking about 2-hand rebounding. That's all we talk about every day. It gets real simple in these big games. It really, really does. And we just got to go back to doing some real simple things, value the ball, and we've been a good road team. Hopefully we'll play well on the road.
Just a general question. You talked at the beginning about good recruiting yesterday. You haven't had a full season of recruiting, but have you seen the way kids respond to you change as you guys win big games?
Yes, it's changed so much. Obviously, being ranked at one time, beating some teams that we've beaten, and then for those kids just to turn on that TV, the SEC Network or ESPN, and see that pavilion, the way it looks on TV with the crowds, there's no question. It's changed. Kids say, God, Coach, I saw that arena. That's unbelievable on TV. So, yeah, it's the perception in an 8 or 9 month period has changed a bunch, the way people view basketball here, just because they watch that pavilion, it kind of pops on the screen.
Do you have any idea how many you might sign in the spring?
Right now maybe a couple, that we'll sign, and we'll, after the season's over, obviously, you look at your roster and you meet with everybody individually. Where's everybody at? As far as wanting to be at Ole Miss and the playing time issues and those kind of things that may arise. So all that'll come, in the couple weeks right after the season is over.
Anything else? All right. Thank you, Coach.